Welcome back to Sun's Latest. Thank you to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. If you have not scanned the QR code, which is you can't miss it, it's right there. Give it a shot. It's really fun. It's really easy, and isn't that the point? Fun and easy. That's why we're doing this. I'm getting better at picking. I'm sure you'll be better than me. I just found out that former U of A standout Caleb Love, who is in the G League, he's on the Blazers right now. Current Trailblazer Caleb Love. That's kind of cool. He had a pretty good career with U of A and North Carolina. I'm predicting him to go over his season average of 2.8 made threes per game, and he's going to do that against the Celtics, and that is happening, what's today? Monday. Tonight. So it's easy. It's a lot of fun. So a huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you watching. This is Sun's Latest. I am Rich Rubin. As of this recording, 1,450 plus subscribers. You know the drill. You sign up for Sun's Latest on FanArts. You are no longer a sub. You are a subscriber. You were off the bench. You're in the starting lineup. I apologize for the videos being so erratic and all over the place. I am still not out of the woods with whatever this virus I got. And I got to be honest with you. I am absolutely touched that you stuck with me and you're still commenting and all the well wishes. As you can hear, my voice is pretty thin. And it's going to be touch and go for the next few days. I'm just, I'm doing a little better, but just not a ton. I'm not out of the woods yet, so I appreciate the support, but we're going to keep soldiering through this. You know why? Because this is my favorite thing to do while I'm doing recovery, so I appreciate you more than anything about this. So here's the quote. Toronto, to me, is a clean New York. Charles Barkley. Always one for a good quote. Have you ever been to Toronto? I'm trying to think of like any movie that's been shot in New York over the last 20 years. They're all shot in Toronto, and it always doubles for New York. That show Suits, that was on USA Network forever, 100% shot in Toronto, based in New York. So yeah, it's a good point. I kind of like that. All right, let's get to this horrible game. One of the worst games I've seen the Suns play all year, and I can guarantee you that Coach Jordan Knott agrees with me. It's the one time I think him and I are on the exact same page. He always knows more than all of us, but still. But Suns injuries, Bouye out of concussion protocol, tearing up the G League, but he's back on the bench for the Suns, and he got in the game. Jalen Green, game time decision, but he's not going to play. He's not limping, but they're going to be really kid gloves with him, so he did not play against the Heat. The worst news is Booker is out for a week with a sprained right ankle. He might not need the week, but you know what? We're gonna take it. We're gonna give him that time, and I'm totally down with that. Apologize, one of my little lights went out. I know we're all frustrated, and I know it feels like it's the Suns against the world, and just know that it is. So don't feel so bad about it. It's just really tough for this team sometimes. And when it rains, when it rains, it pours. Guys, remember, it's been a really good season so far. We just recently were first place in the Pacific. It's okay. It's just going to suck for a minute. Stay positive. We're starting a big home stretch. Book and Green will be healthy soon. Heat injuries. Davian Mitchell, game time decision, did not play. Guard Tyler Harrow was out. A lot of their big guns were listed as game time decision. They all played. So there. No. We lost to Miami. In Miami on the 13th at the start of the road trip. 127-121. A valiant effort, but Bam Adebayo channeled Steph Curry and started hitting from long range. I didn't think he was going to be that effective again. I was wrong again. We have no answer for Bam Adebayo, who has always been talented. He's just never been an offensive juggernaut, but against the Suns, I guess he is. Down by 2, 40-38 with 7:40 left in the half, competing, doing pretty good, but down by 58-48 at halftime. Bam, Norman Powell, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. all had good games for the Heat, who can always fill it up. They are the fourth leading scoring team in the NBA. Jaquez had 20 off the bench. Suns battled back 82-77 to start the fourth. Miami pushes it halfway through, 101-83, and really didn't look back after that. Coach Ott will have something to tell his team about more than a few missed defensive assignments. It's odd, and it might have just been hanging their heads a little bit lower, knowing they don't have Book to rely on. So maybe distracted. I mean, it's not an excuse. I'm just trying to figure out, it didn't feel like the most competitive game. Tell me I'm wrong. From the bits and pieces that I saw, I'm like, I don't know. It was one of the, as I said, it wasn't for lack of effort. It just felt like they were kind of going like, I don't know what else to do. At the same time, it wasn't a blowout either, which tells you a lot about the resolve of our team. Good to see Jamari Bouye back. 5 points and 2 for 6. Couple of boards in 13 minutes. He'll get his rhythm back. Needed better shooting from Royce. 0 for 7 from 3. 2 for 10 total for 8 boards, for 8 points. I don't feel like anybody really stepped up. 5 boards, 5 assists. Villain did what he could, and he doesn't have to step up. He always plays a steady game, and if he's not scoring, he does a lot of other things. 26 and 11 and 23, 2 for 5 from 3, 5 boards, 11 points, 8 rebounds from Mark Williams. Okay, I can live with that. 18 on 4 for 18 and 1 for 11 on threes for Grayson Allen. That is got to be his worst shooting out of the year. 11 on 4 for 12, 3 for 6 for Colin Gillespie, 1 for 7 for Goody. Where did Jordan Goodwin's shooting touch go? It's just everybody just laid an egg last night. 9 on 4 for 4 and 1 for 1 at 50 minutes for Isaiah Livers. 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. I have been calling him Livers. No one said anything. And then tonight I'm watching the announcers call him Livers. Which one is it? National game. I mean, Livers? I thought it was Livers. No one corrected me. I apologize for being wrong if I have been wrong. Sun shot 37% from the field, 20% from 3, 81% free throws. But as much as we missed Book, and to a lesser extent Jalen Green, an uninspired game for the most part. 111-102. We lose to the Heat at home. It's the second loss of the Heat, so we lose the season series to them. So when we meet them in the finals, they're going to have the home court advantage. We've lost 2 in a row, but we've won 12 out of 18. 27 and 19, 6th in the West, 2nd in the Pacific. We were first for a single day, as I said, but with the loss, now I think we are an actual game behind the Lakers. We would be 3rd in the East. Next up is Brooklyn and Phoenix tomorrow, and that should stop the bleeding. We got their number with or without Book. All right, let's get to your comments. Mike the Thumb. Hello, Mr. the Thumb. It's nice to see you again. The only way I mentioned I love Domantas Sabonis. I'll never get off that. I think I'm just sore because we never traded to Ayton for him when the Pacers were willing to. And we should have. And then we would have him, and we would never, have to drink some tea. And then we would have him, and we wouldn't be talking about it now. But so Mike the Thumb says, the only way we can get Sabonis is to give over Jalen Green and probably either Royce or Malawach to make the money work. Malawach got in the game last night for 3 minutes. So, everybody got in pretty much except Nick Richards, but it didn't make a difference. I don't think it's a great idea unless we're getting something good, a first-round pick, for taking on his negative contract. Sabonis needs the ball a lot on offense to be effective. He is a very good rebounder, but an average rim protector. Okay. I think he can raise our floor, but not our ceiling. Excellent point. I like his aggressiveness, and I like his IQ. Do you think he'd accept a lesser offensive role and become more of a traditional power forward if Coach Ott said, look, we're coming for you, and this is what we want from you, and this is all we need from you? Unless, unless he's okay with it. Score as much as you want. I don't know. But you are right about the contract. I think I just really love his game, and I'd like to see us figure something out. Mark Prieger. Hello, man. When this Suns team finally got fully healthy against the Sixers, then the best 2 players on our team went down to injury. I'm hearing that Jalen Green is questionable for tomorrow. Didn't make it. Devin is out. Not shocked. Please pick up Bobby Portis Jr. He has the height and position of power forward, which is exactly what we need, and a title against us. Thank you for reminding us. Please let me know what you think about my assessment. Thank you, and have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you. I like Bobby Portis almost as much as I like Sabonis. It's just, they're both. Sabonis really does have a nose for offense. Portis is a fill-in offensive player. If you need him to shoot a 3, he will. But he's not. You're not going to drop a play for Bobby Portis, which is fine. I just like that he's a brute and he's a banger, and he can make Mark Williams' life a lot easier. So yeah, I'm down with Bobby Portis, and it looks like the Bucks are just going to do a whole house clearing pretty soon. It's quite clear, and everybody's talking about Giannis is out. Just nothing in fact, but it's coming around. Science Playground. That's really a curse. Atlanta is not even a strong team for years. Yeah, we're talking about the loss to the Hawks. And then, yeah. I'm sorry. The Atlanta game really just kind of set me off. David Hess. How are you? It's been a minute. I haven't read anything about the injuries yet. Book is out for at least a week. It's a sprain. Green apparently felt a slight tightness. Green is not even limping. It's just no matter what he does, he gets mildly injured. So we're being really, really, really careful with him. Let's see. Exactly the same as on November 8th. That was also his second game. I would rebuild his muscles, massages, leg exercises. He seems to be really prone to injuries, but he hasn't been until he got to the Suns. And hammies are bizarre. You cannot, what's the word? You can't predict if and when a hamstring issue is going to happen. They're real because it's a moving muscle. And it just depends on the player, but something is going on with his hamstring. Not in professional basketball. Both players are important. They're the ones who attack the basket, can score and create open spaces. Osar Williams will then be even better with Book and Green healthy. Classic role distribution. Now we can only hope that it's not too serious for either of them, and they'll be fit again in February. Jordan Ott needs to adjust. If anybody can adjust, it's Coach Jordan Ott. He should play extreme defense again. That would be my tactic to beat the Heat. Yeah, they kind of got beat trying to play defense against the Heat, but I do agree with all the other stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the ass right now. I know it's just kind of, I don't want to say sad. I'm just kind of bummed out because it looked like, oh my God, it was looking so good, right? It was looking so good for us for a second, and it just didn't happen. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just being a big baby. All right. So fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. And Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog it's so easy, and it's really fun too. You can get quite addicted to it. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, other stuff. Any stat that you can come up with, get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Blazers, Shaedon Sharpe, to go higher than his 21.9 points per game average, and the Celtics Sam Hauser, name I haven't mentioned in a while, for higher than his 3.8 made threes per his last 10 games. He is on fire lately. Download the app today and use promo code BasketballFan to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code BasketballFan. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 hotline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
All right, so I don't have any NBA news. There's nothing factual going on. There's some injuries going on. Jonathan Kuminga got injured again. And the Warriors are trying to trade him. This is bizarre. John Morant injured until after the February 5th trade deadline. Giannis Antetokounmpo injured until after the February 5th trade deadline. And now Kuminga, all these guys that are being floated around, it's like, who are they going to end up with? They all got injuries, and they're all going to be out for extended periods of time. So, but that's really all that's going on in the NBA as far as that type of news. There's not much else. But I haven't done trivia in almost a week. So let's get to it. This is like the trivia that I wrote last week while I was in Texas. So we're going to get to it now. So this one's insane. Excuse me. In the 2013-2014 season, the Suns' record was 48-34. But because of conference seeding, we missed the playoffs, and we were only one game behind the Mavericks for the 8th and final spot. Question: what is the all-time record of highest winning percentage but not making the playoffs? Hint: it's held by the Suns. Trivia question: what is the all-time record of highest winning percentage but not making the playoffs? It's held by the Suns. I really appreciate you watching. Again, it's going to be sporadic and touch and go this week. My voice, as you can tell, it's a little bit thin, and I'm not out of the woods yet, and I got to see the doctor again. That's not your problem. I am dealing with it. I'm not on my deathbed. It's just a real weird virus that will not leave me alone. Again, your comments and your well wishes and everything, that's what's keeping me going, doing this, watching our team hustle and do what they can, especially when we got our main guys injured, is keeping me going. So I appreciate you very much. This has been Suns Latest. Thank you for subscribing. You know what to do. Subscribe. You're no longer a sub. You're off the bench, and you're starting for the Suns. And, hey, we need another starter or two. Book and Green are out. Appreciate you watching. Go Suns.